The Louisiana Legislative Black Caucus was actually founded in 1977, and it's a group of individuals who were elected from their constituency, African American elected officials, who came together to form a caucus to be able to work on issues that impact the constituency that they served, mostly African Americans. It's grown over the years into where we're now looking at more legislation that affects the poor, health issues that affect people across the state, whether it's the elderly or kids, what have you, educational issues. But we generally look at those pieces of legislation that we know affect the constituency that we serve, such as people of color, the poor, elderly, and making sure that we can work on those issues.
Can you tell me about your upcoming event?
Yes, the Jazz Brunch is a fundraiser actually for the foundation of the foundation arm of the Louisiana Legislative Black Caucus. And that group tends to look at areas where they can raise money to assist the caucus in the efforts in what we do. Whereas we do scholarships for kids, all of the caucus members are able to get a scholarship for needy kids who are going to college, or give scholarships to schools so that they can give the scholarships out. We also look at trying to put on summits. For instance, last year when we did redistricting, we had a huge redistricting summit that we put on to make the public aware of what redistricting was all about. We've done a State of the Black Louisiana so that folks can get an idea of where Louisiana stands in reference to African Americans and their status in our state. We've done tours throughout the state to be able to garner up information from constituents across the state so that we can actually craft legislation to assist. So all of that money that's raised from the brunch goes towards the efforts that the caucus wants to do during the year.
So how are the Bayou Classic Jazz Brunch and the Black Caucus scholarship programs related?
Well, the money, as I mentioned, that's raised from the brunch is used for scholarships. So we are able to put forth an effort to assist students to go to whatever school it is they choose to go. The scholarships are not a lot of money, but they can be a stipend for books because that's often a large amount that students have to pay. It could be for them to have transportation to be able to go to school. Some may fall short on their tuition or what have you. So we try to provide an opportunity for students who are in our district who are able to put forth some monies, because our scholarship, as I said, is only a stipend of sorts to be able to assist them with schooling. But we want to ensure that any student who wants to go to school has the opportunity to do so.
What successes have you seen from past scholarship recipients?
I know for me it's been very exciting. I've had about 4 young people that I've followed through their career. The first young man that I gave a scholarship to called me one day. His grant hadn't come in. He needed to get into school, and so I offered him money just from my campaign account and gave him that money. And then I just followed him throughout he's in his 4th year now, so I've been following him for his 4 years. And there are 3 other young ladies that I've been following as well through their careers. One is at Xavier, one is at Southeastern, and one was at Southern. So when you look at what you're able to do for these young people, and when you see them on the street or they call you and they say, thank you so much for what you've done. And some of them will be speaking at our brunch this year to let folks know the impact of the scholarships that they've gotten from our caucus members and how it's impacted their lives for them to be able to have successes. So I think that's going to be a very interesting phenomenon that we'll hear this year at our brunch. We still have tickets available if they're interested in coming to the brunch. They can call our caucus office at 225-342-7342. We still have tickets available, but donations are always accepted because they help us to put forth the kinds of events and activities that we know will give us the opportunity to impact the legislation as well as the people that we represent.